Well, hello there, everybody. It's Big Nate and Big Nate Streaming Circus, and it is Wednesday. Wednesday. And that's the second Wednesday? Second Wednesday of September. And it looks like we're going to have a good day. It's going to be a nice day out today. Yesterday was a long, hard day for me driving to Spark. But to bring it back to you guys, football's coming. And it's here, actually. And we got 16 weeks left. Actually, 17 with the bye week. But yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. 16. No, it's 16 weeks. There's 16 games left for each team. But they all have a bye week also. Still. So there's still 16 games for everybody. Anyway. NFL, football, that's my jam. Sorry. Basketball, I used to be a basketball fan, but the Sonics got sold due to that mother effer in Seattle who owns Star Fuckery. And it is what it is, right? You can't get by it, can't do anything about it. But they're coming back, baby. Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, Big Smooth, Nate McMillan. Let's do this, all right? There's some really good players that were on those teams. Xavier McDaniels. Love that dude. He was, man, Detlef Schrempf. Oh, my goodness. He's a UW alumni. And in fact, there's an interesting story I have, and I've told it once before, but Sean Kemp and Detlef Schrempf's kids were on the same football team, and they played against my son and at Juanita for the youth program there. And yeah, my son's team wrecked that team, and my son sacked Detlef's kid twice, and put some hootlocker on some people. But that's back in his heyday. I mean, he wasn't able to fill out and finish that. But it was, you know what, Detlef and Sean and them, they were great sports about it, and their kid played very well. Both their kids did. It's just that we had a really solid team that year that just should have gone a lot further. But, things are what they are, and the league is what it is. And there were some teams that were loading their teams, Bellevue. They would load their teams up with, like, their best players, so they at least had one team that was dominant. But they had so many kids in the program, they could hide all the bad kids and still have, like, 4 awesome teams. We had 1. They had 4. And Bothell was the same way. They had, like, 3 or 4 teams. Juanita was a program that was up and coming. They were called the Rebels, but then because of all the cancel culture and shit, they became the Ravens, I believe. Yes. And in fact, my alumni school, Bellevue College, when I was there, we were called the Helmsmen. And the Helmsmen were dedicated to the whalers that made their home port in Bellevue on Lake Washington, and then would take the slough into Lake Union and then back out to sea. But they had whaling vessels, sailing ships that would sail up past UW through the locks, through Ballard, and then when they would end up in Lake Washington, and then sail back down through there, and they would be they were whaling vessels, so they were helmsmen were what they dedicated the school for as a mascot. So that got cancel cultured, and they became the Bulldogs, the Bellevue Bulldogs. Which, whatever, if you're going to be that nitpicky bullshit and just like whalers were part of our heritage here in the Northwest, or there in the Northwest. I'm no longer a Northwesterner. I live in Florida now. So I guess I've got to go with the pirate theme because I'm close to the Bucks. Or I can go Duval and do Jacksonville, or I could do the Atlanta Falcons, or I could do the New Orleans Saints, or I could do the Carolina Panthers even. There's no NFL team in Alabama, but that's why they have Alabama Crimson Tide. So, and then of course Georgia has the Georgia Bulldogs, blah blah blah. College is huge down here. The college games are nuts. I mean, Washington was pretty tough, you know. They always had a good turnout, but these schools down here, they are zealots. I mean, it's a cult following. They're everywhere down here, and you always get those big games. Last week's big game was in Tallahassee, was Florida State, the Seminoles, against the Crimson Tide, Alabama. Roll Tide Road, and they got rolled over. So, that being what it is, and football, you know, just happened to be on my mind today. That's what we were talking about. Again, this is Big Nate, and I'm trying to do this every day. Trying to put things out there so that people can be entertained. If you want to hear or talk about something, please leave it in the comments. Like, share, do all the things that YouTube does to help me promote myself. I really think that I have a good image to portray on the interwebs. I'm articulate. I hope to increase my abilities and improve my demeanor online so that people can really hone in to what I'm trying to say to them. I want to be entertaining and I want to be funny, but I also want to be factual. So I'm going to be doing all my own facts checking. If you guys want to facts check me, great. I welcome it, because I'm not the greatest fact checker. Sometimes I just make shit up. And what is that? What is that? Oh, it's a light. I look like a bubble on my screen, but it's actually the light to the car. So, I'm in my mobile studios because it's quieter here than it is inside with a 2-year-old granddaughter and my wife, you know, working from home. So, and 3 dogs. That being said, look, it's game night tonight. We're going to be playing Lancer this week. Next week, IGM for Mutants and Masterminds. If you are down with trying a tabletop role-playing game, try D&D. There's many different varieties of D&D now. In fact, they're talking about licensing D&D to third-party vendors so that they can create their own worlds and stuff. They're trying that model now, because that's what Mutants and Masterminds and the Age Systems does, is that they have people that are allowed to use their system, so that people will buy the core system, but they will also get the supplemental systems and information from the people that are out there. There's quite a few out there. LPJ, you know who I'm talking to. You're out there. There's a bunch of people all over the world. We've got one guy in Sao Paulo, Brazil. We got some guys in Australia. Big shout out to Paul Rua and Jason out there. Hello, guys. Devious Hearts, he's in the heartland right now and does his thing from the Midwest. St. Louis, I do believe is where he's at. Of course, the founding fathers up in the Northwest with Green Ronin Publishing. But then you have Alex Thomas in Ohio, and Steve Kinson, I believe he's in Connecticut. Anyway, I don't know where these people live personally, but they are developers for Mutants and Mastermind. There's a bunch of other people that do the Age system. There's so many Age games out there right now that you can find something with the Age system. Now, the Age is the adventure game engine. They put out a magazine called The Engine, and you can purchase that online as well. Just go to greenroninpublishing.com or greenronin.com, and you can also join the community. This whole community is on the Mighty app, and that is the atomicthinktank.com. We also have a Discord now called The Grad, which is GRAAD. So look that up. Look, we have people out there, and it's all led by a really awesome dude named Troy. Disembodied Troy is our Platinum Prince. Well, it's my Platinum Prince. Platinum Prince. And you'll see why when you get to see some of his stuff. But he's out there championing the cause, both in Mutants and Masterminds on Mondays, which is Mumamu, so hashtag Mumamu, or the third age, Thursday. It's basically Thursday, but with the age at the end. Thursday age on Thursdays, and that's tomorrow. So, yeah, big ups in the TTRPG world. We've got the Origin Edition for 4th edition. Mutants and Masterminds are coming out there. They are working on a campaign setting that's set in a dragon for the age, fantasy age world. Of course, you have the Expanse. 5th season just got released. You should pre-order. Well, it's getting released. Pre-order that now because it will be out very soon. The Vigilante's Handbook for Mutants and Mastermind, that's coming out very soon. It's in layout right now, and they're starting to get some artwork done for it. So I'm hoping that it'll be done by the first quarter of 2026, if not in time for Christmas. That would be great if they can get it done in time for Christmas. But that's all about printing, and printing is sometimes dicey in the industry. But yeah, no, I'm looking at trying to produce stuff myself. If you're an artist, a writer, a storyteller, please, let's talk. I have no problem talking shop with anybody of any genre or any game. Like tonight, we're doing Lancer, and I'm really starting to fall in love with the Lancer thing. The role-playing side could be a little bit more collective, but it's like we do a little bit of role-play, and then we do some tactical battles. I love Battletech, so Lancer and their tactical battles is great. And the book you get is enormous, and it's a great value. So if you haven't ever tried Lancer, I would try that out. It's kind of a mix between Robotech and Battletech with a little bit of role-playing mixed in the middle. So if you're into drama or building stories around, spatial conflict. But, and I'm not talking like people in the same circle. It's more of like around the universe. But no, dude, I mean, so we got sports, music. Glenn Cannon, one of my good friends from the Pacific Northwest, him and his former bandmate Tony Abreu, they're getting ready to do some stuff, so check them out online. It's Glenn Cannon. You can find him on Facebook, Instagram, and then Tony Abreu, he's out there too. They're both from Window Pane. Smooch Knob from Portland is getting ready to create a new album, so that's exciting. Love their stuff. So if you've never heard Smooch Knob, you got to look them up. And I guess a classic hit that you can get from the Annals. Check out my playlist that I have on my YouTube channel. There's lots of great bands on there from back in the day that I used to interview on my show, The Playlist, which I'm thinking about bringing back. And I haven't established myself here in the music scene around Panama City, Florida, but I'm sure there is one. Anyway, big ups to everybody out there that knows and loves me. I really appreciate you guys looking out for me and sharing my content. And I hope to do a lot better for you, honestly. So this is Big Nate Streaming Circus. Mwah! Love you all, and have a great hump day, baby.